So today I'm going to be upgrading some parts on my 1911. This is a Springfield 1911A1 mil spec. So first things first, we're going to drop the mag, do a safety check. See, there's no mag, nothing in the chamber, visually and physically inspecting the chamber. Alright, so we are clear. It's an unloaded gun. I'm going to proceed with doing a standard field strip. Okay, so today I'm going to be upgrading the trigger. I'm going to be swapping out the grips. I'm going to be installing an ambi safety because I am left-handed. And I'm going to be upgrading the trigger and the grip safety. Alright, so we have it basically field stripped. I'm going to go ahead and remove the grips. When I got that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and remove the mainspring housing so that I can get to remove the grip safety. So, there. So now that the grip safety is partially removed, I can take out the safety because I'm going to swap it out with the ambi safety. Take out the leaf spring. Now I'm going to remove the hammer and the sear in the disconnect. But first the hammer. That's the old hammer. And the sear in the disconnect. Now to get to the trigger, I have to remove the magazine catch. Now to do that, you push down on the magazine release, you put a little tension on it, and then you take a screwdriver, and then once it hits the right depth, you turn counterclockwise and it'll just come out like that. And then you can just take it out. Okay? So now that that's out, I can finally get to the trigger. Alright, this is the trigger that I'm going to be replacing with an Ed Brown 3-hole trigger. Alright, so let me just get this trigger out. So this is a upgraded Ed Brown 3-hole trigger. Now, these triggers, when they come a little bit oversized. So you actually have to file it down. You have to take some of this material off down here as well as up here. And so I did that before making this video so that it fit into the gun. And the reason why they do that is because you don't want a whole lot of play in this trigger area right here. All right, see, there's still a little bit, but it's much tighter than the original one. So you want this area to be as tight as possible, and the reason why you want that is because you want the trigger pull to be as consistent as possible, and if it's wiggling around, you're not going to get as accurate of a shot, or as accurate of a group as you could if it was installed correctly. So now I'm going to reinstall the disconnector and the sear. Okay. Get the holes lined up, and then I can put the pin in. There we go. Now I'm going to also upgrade the hammer to this Wilson Combat skeletonized hammer. So to do that, I gotta assemble the strut and the pin to the hammer. Just like so. You see, if you remember, this was the original hammer and strut, and this is going to be my upgraded one. So now I will stick this to here, just like so. Now, since I'm going to be upgrading the grip safety as well as the ambi safety, I'm going to need to install the pin. I'm going to be installing this Kimber ambi safety because I am left-handed. Now this safety comes with an extended trigger pin. Now what this trigger pin does is it holds the right side, or the right side of the safety in place so that it doesn't drop out, since it's not being held in by anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this into the trigger slot. So you can see how it sticks out a little bit there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's gonna be what holds this in place. So now that I have that in, I can go ahead and put the leaf spring back in. I'm not going to slide this on all the way, just the mainspring housing. I'm just going to put on enough just to keep the leaf spring in place. Now I'm going to install this Wilson Combat grip safety. So it's got a bit of a beaver tail on it. So as you can see, this is the mil spec. This is the one it came with, and this is the upgraded Wilson Combat beaver tail. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Now I should tell you that I had to do some fitting on this one as well, because I noticed that when it was installed, this hammer strut would grind on these edges right here, so I had to take a little bit of that material off to get it to fit properly. So once I have these holes lined up, I can put the ambi safety in, and this thing will slide in just like so. Now after I have that in, I can do the other side. Okay, now I can refasten the mainspring housing. Alright, so we got that in. I can remove the installation tool. Now I'm just going to reassemble the new grips. Got these new black grips on here. That's good. Right, now it's just a matter of putting the gun back together. I have the magazine catch. Now to reinstall this, you just do the opposite of what you did to uninstall it. Pops back in place. Alright, now let's just reassemble the slide, the upper, pushing back into place. Do that again so you can see it. There we go. There we have it. Chamber's empty, no magazine. We'll do a quick function test. So as you can see, the The hammer is cocked. Both safeties are engaged, and the trigger will not allow the hammer to fall. Hammer does not fall. Let's disengage the grip safety. Testing out the manual safety. Hammer still does not fall. We'll disengage the manual safety, but we'll engage the grip safety. Hammer still does not fall. So, does the hammer fall at all? Well, if both safeties are disengaged, which they are now, simple squeeze of the trigger, and the hammer falls. One more time. Both safeties are disengaged. Now to test the disconnect and the reset, we're going to simulate that the gun has already been fired and my finger is still held down on the trigger. So I'm going to release and shoot. One more time. My finger is still held down on the trigger. See that? Hear that click? There we go. There you have it. Now let's just go to the range and see how she does.